Another slow news days for game journos. GOONER Game of the Year Stellar Blades mods are 41% smut, ensuring gamers will never see the light of heaven. Yes, that is to be expected for a game like Stellar Blade. I see no issues here whatsoever, and presumably the same goes to the 3 million people who bought the game already, but clearly you do have issues with it. Would you discuss that with your grandparents over Christmas dinner? I don't know, would you like to discuss your adult fantasies with your grandparents? Do you think that's an appropriate topic to bring up on a Christmas dinner? I have no issue with what adults do in the privacy of their own home. You clearly do, because otherwise this article wouldn't exist. I am a tad mystified. I do wonder what kind of lifestyle it is that leads a person to turn a video game main menu into hardcore pornography. The same lifestyle that leads you to writing about talking to your grandparents of your sexual pleasures. Seriously, you don't get to throw stones on us while you're living in glass houses. Are you so inured to sexuality that you have to cram it into every available crevice to feel anything? Are you so desperate for an article that you have to question why people make 18+ mods? Also, no. People just like seeing hot women. Would you not find more fulfillment if the erotic were less ubiquitous, more rare, more precious? Yeah, you'd definitely like that one better, wouldn't you? This is just you being baffled that people just aren't turned on the same way you are. So, yeah, this is a slow news day. Game journals being livid about 18+ mods on a fan service game is to be expected, but there is something else on the other side of the coin, and that is being a miserable killjoy. Someone paid actual money to have this whole thread promoted. Everything that I cared about was destroyed by liberal insanity. Such as, no more Victoria's Secret models! Wow, is that seriously your first entry in this ad complaining about liberal lunacy? They ended that whole thing in 2021. You're way too late complaining about this whole thing. If you really want real-life model, try looking for the real-life model of Eve from Stellar Blade. My dove died in 2022. That sucks, man, but what does that have to do with insane liberals? There are no games with beautiful women now. Bro, Stellar Blade was just recently released on Steam, and Claire Obscure would like to have a word with you. I'm starting to suspect you only complain about new stuff because it's the one that pops up in your timeline. It's like you're only driven by social media algorithm, passively consuming whatever content that pops up. No wonder why you feel miserable. I recommend you actively seek out something you like. That way, you will find games with beautiful women. Violence and gore is accepted in games, but a female character with a nice body will draw protests. Yeah, the game journals can cry all they like. Those games will continue to exist. Also, you have a problem with violence and gore in games? Music is extinct! I have no idea what you're talking about. Music is timeless, and so are many other media these days. The latest addition on my timeline is a song from REO Speedwagon. It just shows to you that good music will always exist forever, and I can totally live with having it on repeat. I have to split this incessant complaining about liberal insanity into parts. Someone paid actual money to promote this ad. There are no more good movies. Literally none? Wow, you really are miserable. Good movies will continue to exist forever. I just watched For Your Eyes Only. It was a lot of fun, and so was Octopussy. I'm still committed in that James Bond marathon. You don't have to limit yourself to newer movies. Go and watch some older ones. There are no more pretty actresses. Every Sydney Sweeney movie is insufferably woke. Sydney Sweeney? I have no issues with her, but she's really not that prominent of an actress compared to, I don't know, Ana de Armas or Hayley Atwell, both of whom starred in great movies this year. Sydney Sweeney is only popular if you're scrolling a lot on Twitter X. I see people talking about her way more than the media that she actually starred in. Her last most recognizable role is, oh god, Madam Web. That movie was awful. Forget her movies being woke, try agonizingly dull. I do remember talking about her once on a stream where an article said her boobs aren't big enough, and then Community Notes corrected it, which is funny. And then that time where she got caught in 4K watching Law & Order on a pirate site. All I'm saying is, she's way more famous on social media instead of, actual media. She sold bathwater soap, people. Oh, she was in Euphoria too, and to describe that show as woke is quite an understatement. Every achievement humanity ever created is being stolen by AI and sold back to us, including our own personalities, faces, and bodies. Speak for yourself. The fact that Sydney Sweeney is the first actress that popped up in your head when you're talking about pretty actresses shows that you are only primarily driven by whatever social media gives you that day. Again, try actively seeking media that you love rather than passively consuming social media where people are talking about how Sydney's boobs are destroying the libs. Here are more things that are being destroyed by liberal insanity. It's nearly impossible to find friends in this society because everyone just thinks you want to do them from the start. Bro, you started this whole thread by complaining about the lack of Victoria's Secret models, and you wonder why people think you want to do them from the start. Animes being censored now, and women's bodies being shrunk on purpose. Yes, anime being censored does happen, but unlike what some people say, it doesn't happen to all of them. And even if it does, old anime still exists. My girlfriend has been watching Maggie the Labyrinth of Magic, and some good old One Piece and Doraemon. I'm also watching Lupin the Third. Also, I have no idea what you mean as women's bodies being shrunk on purpose. I'm lost on that. What are you talking about? Sexuality is always suppressed in media unless it's unnatural and disgusting. Bro, you just talked about Sydney Sweeney. What sexuality you're talking about that got suppressed by media? You really need to look up some models. All the Super Bowl commercials suck now. There are no beautiful women in them. Wow, you really want to see beautiful women, huh? Stellar Blade is on Steam, but I don't think even Eve would like to see someone like you playing it. Sports around the world are getting rid of cheerleaders. Valid, but coming out of your mouth, I'd rather puke. I want my future to be better than my past. Then stop whining about current year media. Find the media that you personally enjoy. Find the hot women that you personally enjoy. And you are creating a better future for yourself without having social media feeding you with garbage. Also, what's with the Final Fantasy 15 screenshot? The miserable doom and gloom mentality is starting to infect every facet of social media at this moment, and I absolutely despise it. It is way too late for me to have a real life. If it is too late for you, then you wouldn't be breathing now. As long as you're still breathing, it's never too late. I'm not getting married. I'm not ever having a real relationship. Bro, forget marriage or relationships. That's a secondary baggage that you have to carry on to your already heavy lift. I recommend taking care of yourself first before you take on the responsibility of taking care of someone else. I am never gonna build a house or buy one and make it the way I like it. Yeah, that's not on you. That's on the economy. It sucks. It's very hard, but it's not impossible. And there are ways for people to be able to live through it. I don't have the time or energy for any of that. You do have the time and energy to whine about it on Twitter X. I am an adult adolescent until death now. Adult adolescent? Are you smoking? I got no chance to start any sort of a life that makes sense. Yeah, keep telling yourself that, and you're going to keep failing. You know I'm 40, right? I'm not in great health from stress issues stemming from the pandemic, and I can't handle 100% of my own needs, never mind a family. Well, at least we all know that your contribution to the world is this dumb. This doomer mentality is absolutely infectious, and I'd rather you wallow in your own pity than having others to endure your misery. I do hope you guys are still watching up to this point, and if you do like this video so far, don't forget to click the like button, comment, subscribe, and leave some tips through any of these means, including YouTube membership, links below. Thank you to all the sponsors this week. You're all fantastic. The lack of intelligence comes with a lot of arrogance. At 65 years of age, I'm still scoring in the top 90%. The guy has double-digit 80 IQ. He's proud that he scored the top 90. That means you're dumber than 90% of people. If there are 1,000 people in the room, he's only smarter than 91 of them. There are more than 900 people that are smarter than you. But I guess your interpretation of this statistic is self-evident. This is what's possible if you don't vaccinate away your brain cells, folks. Okay, somehow this got turned to some anti-vax nonsense. You can go ahead and not vaccinate your your brain cells all you like. I'm not gonna butt heads argue, but I will stay on the vaccine side of things, and I don't want to hear any arguments otherwise. Here's another low IQ behavior coming from potential residents of Japan. Living in Japan can be pretty tough for foreigners. Can me and my boyfriend become English teachers? Yes, if you can speak Japanese. Here are the credentials of this Redditor. The OP is a 23-year-old female with a bachelor's degree in anthropology. That has no connection to anything, but okay then. And the boyfriend has no college degree, but has street smarts. I think your street smart will be put to much better use by slamming your head straight at it. Here's something that will make you want to slam your head in a pavement. This is absolutely embarrassing, especially when it's about something that I occasionally do. Calling someone a crappy writer for using AI isn't critique, it's gatekeeping. Bro, you do not get to whine having your work being called crap and genuine human writers gatekeeping you out of human writing, especially if you let AI do 100% of the work. Tearing down writers just because they use new tools doesn't protect art or race standards. It's bullying, plain and simple. Bro, you have robots doing the writing for you while everyone is having to do the hard work themselves, and you wonder why they're bullying you. If your critique starts and ends with insults, you're not defending literature, you're defending the status quo and trying to keep others out. The status quo being human writers. Yeah, I wonder why they're gatekeeping it. Ironically, I do use AI for writing fiction, just for fun, even if the results are most often not what I expected, because AI is not always great as a writer. But I'm not gonna claim my fiction as this high art or something, nor am I going to claim that I am this auteur. And here you are wanting to be noticed and having people to validate your work. Sorry, but you're not gonna be noticed, you're just gonna be booed off of stage. And finally, here's a Fred complaining about the younglings. This is a bit of an odd observation. What if the real reason Zoomers don't drink is because they saw how millennials' craft beer obsession turned them all into soft, soy-gutted fat Redditors, and they don't want that for themselves, so they avoid beer like the plague? No, it's because beer tastes like garbage.
That tastes like actual vomit.
I've seen Zoomers do things on camera stone sober that not even my drunkest, most retarded friends would do. Not entirely wrong, but that just goes to show you that we Zoomers can't have fun without beer. That or our addiction lies somewhere else. Somewhere more nefarious even. Either way, we're not a fan of beers or alcoholic drinks in general. We already got our addiction somewhere else. And that's all for the video today. Here's a cat. Don't forget to check out my previous videos here. Click the like button, comment, subscribe, leave some tips, just $1 down below. And thanks for watching.